we're here now. So
it's my fault. We can all agree it's my fault.
yeah, well,
It's
fucking
your fault.
The admin
It
bitch's
is.
fault. Yeah,
it is, man. But yeah, and
You're the admin bitch.
I'm the admin bitch. Yeah,
it is the admin bitch. With
it's not nice, that is it?
No, it's not. Are you still up in London anyway? Because didn't you say you was coming down to Manchester around March? Oh shit, we're in April, aren't we? Yeah, so you've already been to Manchester.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I was. Yeah, last month. Yeah.
Did you have fun up here? Have you been up here before?
Yeah, I've been many times to Manchester.
Do you like it? Or do you prefer London?
Yeah, I do. I really like it. Yeah. Do you live in the centre? Like,
No, we don't live in the city centre. No, I wish, but no, we live in the outskirts and like the countryside, basically.
Yeah.
okay, so you're like Greater Manchester.
Greater Manchester, yeah. We
Yeah.
live with all the sheep and shit like that.
Yeah.
What are you doing down here? Was you down for work or was it like leisure?
You're funny. A bit of both. Yeah, I did have a work meeting. And my sister, she lives there as well.
Oh, nice. Does she live in the
Yeah.
centre as well? Yeah.
She does live in the centre. Yeah, she's a student. She's at Manchester Uni.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I did apply for Manchester way back when I was a student, and I don't actually think I heard back. But oh well, their loss.
Hashtag rejected.
Hashtag reject. I only got into one uni, and luckily, I smashed it. And funnily enough, the guy that interviewed me almost didn't give me a place. And then in my final year of uni, he was my tutor, and I got a first class honours, like the highest grade you can get.
No way.
Yeah, and
That's
he was the one that almost didn't let me get on the course. And I reminded him after it. I was like, "Do you remember interviewing me for the course?" And he was like, "Nah." And I reminded him of it, and he was like, "Well, I'm fucking glad I give you a place now." So, mega.
Which uni was this?
Huddersfield. Have you heard of Huddersfield?
Have you heard of Huddersfield?
Well, it's a fucking.
She's not a fucking alien.
No, but it's a live in London and shit, so you probably don't know Huddersfield. Like, it's just a small shitty town.
I've heard of Huddersfield. I've heard of Huddersfield.
Fair enough.
Like near Sheffield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad. They're both Yorkshire, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think Sheffield's Yorkshire.
Yeah, just about.
So wait, can you introduce? I don't know your name, so I'm so sorry.
I'm Ryan, or
Ryan.
or Theo.
From the gentleman.
From the gentleman.
He wishes.
And then moving on. I'm Ryan.
Swiftly moving on. I'm Jay. And yeah,
Okay.
lovely to meet you. I did mean to ask as well.
Yeah.
I was assuming the pronunciation of your name, is it Annishia? I didn't want to get it wrong when we're talking.
Yeah, it's a silent I at the end.
So it's just Annishia.
Yeah,
Annishia.
a bit like, when you say ciao and there's no I.
Yeah.
You know, ciao and you say hi.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The I, isn't it?
Do you know what's funny
There's
about
like ciao.
Yeah. When you say
Like,
ciao?
okay.
Because
Yeah.
Ciao's Italian, isn't it? And I recently did some work for some Italian company. What's it called now? So you all know what it's called, I'm guessing. Anyway, it's a fashion brand. But
Did it begin with Z?
yeah, it was called like Zegna or Zegna, I think it was. Oh fuck!
That doesn't sound very Italian, does it?
Yeah.
Zegna. I'll find it another time. But anyway,
Okay.
I'd never heard of them, and the logo
Yeah.
looked a bit like Zara, but it was
Right.
Zegna.
We know that one, yeah. Zara.
Or Xenia. I think it was Xenia, but it was like Zegna. But anyway, I was going to say, when I was emailing them back and forth, they kept saying ciao all the time, but they say it like at the start of sentences, because it can mean like hello and goodbye, can't it? Ciao. And
Yeah.
and then I started trying to say it in my emails, like saying like ciao and stuff like that, but I could not spell it because I kept getting it the wrong way around.
Or the
like,
A and I.
the A and I. And then I looked back on my emails and I was spelling it wrong. And I thought, who the fuck is this guy?
Did you say you were dyslexic from like
I think they knew, mate. I think Annishia knows just from fucking talking to me for 2 minutes.
This guy dyslexic AF.
But
They still kept you though. I hope they didn't fire you.
no, they've not even paid me invoice.
So yeah, I think we can get started, mate.
Oh no! Oh my god, my brain's gone already.
Don't worry, we've got.
Tell me again.
Pardon?
Jay.
Jay.
Ryan.
And I got yours, Ryan.
Yeah,
Right.
Ryan.
Yeah, admin bit.
Admin bitch, yes.
I want to go get in the nearest bin.
Hey, I remembered your name, so...
It's true.
There you go.
I'm quite silently happy about that.
So in today's episode, we'd like to welcome the woman of the hour, Annishia Lunette. We're absolutely buzzing to finally have you on. Annishia couldn't help herself but reach out to the Trouble Boys and tell us how much she loved the name. But she did also highlight that our microphones was a little bit quiet, so thank you for that. And also proclaimed to be very accustomed to Trouble Boys.
Big up the Trouble Boys.
Big up the Trouble Boys.
Big up the Trouble Boys.
Yes, mate. So, Annishia, welcome to the show, and how are you doing today?
I'm really, really good, guys. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, mate, it's
Buzzing.
a fucking pleasure, mate.
I know.
Absolute pleasure.
So buzzing.
Yeah, before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, could you just tell our listeners just a little bit about yourself and what you do for a living?
Well, my name is Annishia Lunette. I live in London and I work as a dance instructor, model, actor, writer, sort of all-round artiste.
Nice, like the female Donald Glover, just fucking doing shitloads of different stuff.
I hope that sticks, female Donald Glover. That's a
Do you know who Donald Glover is? Yeah, Childish Gambino.
Who?
No.
Oh wow.
We could maybe.
Well, if I'm the female version, I should definitely find out.
Have you not heard of Childish Gambino before? The rapper, and he's also like an actor. He's amazing.
Okay, cool. I will check him. I
cannot believe you don't know who he is.
He's amazing. He's a triple threat.
He's like amazing in like.
He can act, sing, and dance. Boom.
Okay.
Have you heard the song "This Is America"?
This is America. Guns in my area. That one.
Yeah,
you will have heard it, but I was going to say the video is like the music video for it is like one of the best kind of like you're saying about acting and dancing and shit like that. Like that is on point, and he like directs it all and stuff like that. But it's unreal.
Really?
Like
okay, all right,
Yeah.
I love this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check him out.
I'm going to send him you on.
Shout out Gambino.
Shout out Gambino.
Yeah. What about Bugsy? He's from your end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bugsy
And-
Malone, yeah.
He's also in the Gentleman movie.
He is in the Gentleman movie. We love him.
He's pretty big things, right? Bugsy.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
Bugsy Malone.
Cool. Yeah.
But I'm going to mention that a bit later on when we get talking about the Gentleman, because that is a bit further on. But Ryan's got an icebreaker question.
Yeah,
Anyway.
got an icebreaker question for you, Annishia, if you wouldn't mind partaking. So it's an Urban Dictionary like definition, and we want you to try and guess what this particular term means. So the term is a Neptune's kiss.
A Neptune's kiss.
Yeah.
So when you say the Neptunes, I think of the group, but Neptune's like another planet kiss, out of this world kiss.
Kind of.
Like a very like, oh my god, the perfect person kiss.
You're not far off.
Just a lot more gross.
It's just a lot more gross than you can imagine. So the
Is it a kiss on? It's not a kiss on the lips.
No.
It's a kiss on some kind of the lips.
Ooh.
But I don't, but not the lips you're thinking of.
This is your icebreaker question.
I know, right?
Certainly broke the ice.
It did what it said on the tin, didn't it? So the Urban Dictionary definition of this is when you take a particularly heavy shit and the toilet water splashes back and kisses your bumhole. You said kiss,
You said like a particularly special kiss that's out of this world. And I was like, that's kind of.
That is so special when that happens. It's like a treat. Like, oh.
Oh my god, a Neptune kiss. Oh, I love that. I have never heard that
Oh, I'm glad that landed anyway.
Can you see how like that was definitely made up by a guy? Because you see
100%.
a nice girly answer, out of this world.
Yeah. Me and him are sat there like, oh, wait till you hear the answer.
I thought she was going to just like fucking end call me. Like, no, fuck you guys are fucking nuts. See you later.
Well, it's a bit gross, but I like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a bit gross.
Well, it's going to be a bit hard for us to transition now, isn't it, from that to an actual question to start.
That's very
the
true.
Episode.
But we're going to give it a try.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So, Annishia, as a successful woman in 2024, what advice would you give to any younger girls starting out their careers?
Well, it's very corny, but it's true. Don't give up. That's definitely first and foremost. The first bit of advice I would give. It's very difficult to be successful in what you want to do. It's very difficult. I think, you have to find your feet. You have to understand your purpose. That in itself takes time. It really does. And I think that, your journey on what you're going to do and how it kind of unfolds is never going to be linear, and it's never going to go the way you think it's going to go. So you need to be able to be adaptable as well. I think that's super important because I think that, a lot of people, and there's a lot of kind of advice out there where it's like, you've got to have this goal, you have this tunnel vision, and if you think about that thing, it'll manifest and it will happen. And I do believe that, but I do believe that you need to be very adaptable and flexible in knowing how to jump over hurdles, knowing that the road's going to be windy and that your end goal can still be there, what you want to do, but just be prepared for going down other avenues or different ways to get to where you want to. That's the advice I would give to not giving up, for sure. Definitely.
That's a really good answer. You got to expect setbacks as well, I guess. That like not everyone's going to say yes to you when you're trying to move up your ladder. You're going to have to expect some no's, and then like it's about overcoming them and being adaptable, like you said, to being like, okay, that person said no, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to ask the other person or just go again.
Yeah. And I think another thing that is like, again, super cheesy and corny, and a lot of people say it, but it's so true, is that you have to believe in what you're doing.
100%.
No? Like, even, like, I don't know what your dream is, but whatever it is, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Because it's not just about the knockbacks, but you have to, for example, if you are an artist or you want to do something artistic, you have to believe in your work. It's not about the numbers, the fame, the money. It's about you believe that what you're doing, you're putting it out there because you are happy with what you're doing. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Absolutely, it makes so much sense. Yeah, it's just amazing, like all the different kind of things that you do. Do you kind of remember when you kind of like had your first, not break, but when you kind of got into it and you was kind of like, yeah, this is what I want to do, like for the rest of my life? Or that during that first moment you was like, I'm good at this kind of, and you didn't have like, say, like imposter syndrome or anything like that?
Imposter syndrome. I love how you say that. You know what that is? I didn't know what that is for ages.
Yeah, like it's a thing, isn't it? Like everyone gets it all the time where you just think, oh, I'm not good enough for this.
It's a thing. I just like, I think again in this day and age now, everyone's super savvy on all these terminologies. Like, I don't know if I knew what any of that meant when I was younger, but it is good to know what they mean now, I guess. Yeah.
No, of course, and I think as well, like as Ryan was saying before about asking, any advice that you give to any younger people and stuff like that. I think like you said, because in your industry where it is all like kind of like arts and modelling, acting, I know you do poetry and all stuff like that. Do you kind of think it's obviously changed a lot, hasn't it, in terms of social media? And what do you think, like, how's that impacted it? Because I know obviously being a model, the key is obviously being beautiful and all them kind of things, and but with Instagram and people, how does that kind of change? Because I know that's a thing I've experienced with partners in the past and stuff, where they have Instagram and they're looking at the perfect kind of pictures and these filters and these edits and all that kind of shit. How does that kind of come into it? I know it wasn't really a question, but like, just with social media, do you think that kind of has changed? I don't know how long you've kind of been doing it, but
like what specifically the modeling industry?
Yeah, but more like modeling, I'd say, yeah, because that's, you know, with social media.
I think the model industry has massively changed with social media. Yeah, I mean, I started modeling when I was a kid. To be honest, I think my mum took me to an agency when I was like 7 or 8, so pretty young.
Yeah.
I got signed up as a kid. Don't know if I was happy about it or not, but it happened.
Did your mum do any modelling or anything? Is that kind of why? Did your mum do any modelling?
No,
No,
she didn't. I think she was just sort of like told by other friends, like, you know, why don't you get Annishia into it? So
yeah,
must have been a cute baby.
I guess so. Yeah. So when I was a kid, there wasn't any social media.
Yeah.
At all. I think now, like, it created a whole new industry, you know, like influencers, for example, like content creators, all that kind of stuff is, you know, a lot of models do that as well, and that obviously is like, it's massive now, you know, and I think that's something that obviously never used to be there, you know. It was very, like, I guess I would call it more traditional style modeling, you know. You did fashion modeling or commercial modeling, and you have like, I mean, you still have cards with your photos on and stuff, but yeah, like your social media presence now is like, you know, just, it's like brushing your teeth. It's just like complete. It just seems like everyone has it. Yeah. But I think the progression of like content creating and influencer roles and that kind of world is quite fascinating, really, because it was just non-existent. And it's like, it's crazy how much money you can make from that, for one. And also just like the kind of falsity around it. Like, you know, it's still mind-blowing a bit now that you like can go somewhere, tag somewhere that you're eating a burger. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, like the concept of it.
In the burger.
Yeah,
like,
and then like people give a shit because you're that person in a particular place eating a particular burger.
It's kind of nuts, but it's like it's marketing and it's PR and yeah, you know, it's a very. I think I remember, like, God, what was this? This is a good 10 years ago though now. It's quite a while. I'm doing, like, because I do a lot of commercial modeling. I've always done a lot of commercial modeling. And I remember doing a shoot for a commercial, and then they then said, okay, you know, now we're going to sign another contract for social media, for Instagram, and do like another shoot for that. And that's when I started to notice. I mean, that was 10 years ago. That's a long time. But that's when I started to notice a massive shift. Like, that was like a new form of media, you know?
Yeah.
So it's commercial, like adverts.
Yeah, TV adverts, like magazines.
So have you done anything on the TV, like an advert that you might say and would recognise, or like, oh yeah, shit, that was Annishia in that advert?
I was a bit young, a bit younger, but yes. I mean, I don't know too different. I've done a few, yeah. Like I did one for Xbox. That was.
No way. Is it on YouTube? Yeah. Can you dig it out?
I can dig it out. Yeah.
What was you doing? Was you just smashing an Xbox out?
You got like a headset on.
Playing video games.
Yeah. The new Call of Duty is fucking fabulous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I did a few Xbox, Colgate, toothpaste.
Or is that like where you like with the
O2
toothpaste, like, this is the one for you?
Yeah, Colgate. Yay!
No way, like brushing your teeth and stuff.
Supply of toothpaste. That was nice.
Have you run out?
I've run out. That's a shame.
Clearly didn't send you enough.
Yeah, well, talking about this kind of stuff anyway, we did have a look at your IMBD profile, and we did see... BD? IMBD?
IMBD.
Sorry, hashtag dyslexia. Your DMIMBD profile. And we did see about the gentleman being on there.
Yeah.
So, and so I do want to ask about that, but we did also see about Batman being on there. And obviously we do have an absolute... I'm not even joking when I say this. He's like the biggest Batman fan in the world. Like he's a 30-year-old man and he still sits and watches Batman all the time on his own. So
hashtag real talk.
Could you please tell us a little bit about what that was? What movie was it? And just kind of for him.
Yeah, well, it's the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, the Robert Pattinson one. Is that the one it was?
The newest one, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it was during COVID, so it was a very interesting experience working on any film set during COVID.
Yeah.
It was nuts, yeah, because obviously everything was a lot more precautionary.
Yeah.
Masked up. So it was like in the film, it's in the first, I think the first half an hour in, it's in the iceberg.
The iceberg lounge. Yeah.
Oh, look at him,
Of course I know. So are you like one of the like sort of waitresses? Yeah.
Waitress.
No way.
I mean, I've seen the final filming. It's like it's pretty, like a lot going on and stuff.
I'm surprised he doesn't recognise you because he's probably watched that film about 20 times.
You can recognise me.
I have.
Oh, you're blonde?
Where's my phone? I was like I had short bleach blonde hair in it.
No way.
So like Nina Kravitz is like what? Not Nina Kravitz. What's called? That's a DJ. What's she called?
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
What's she called?
She's called Nina, isn't she? The DJ.
Yeah, but that's not the actress in the film.
It was so funny.
What's she called?
I don't fucking know.
The one who plays Catwoman, Selena Kyle.
I don't watch Batman. It's not my vibe. I want to ask about the gentleman because that's my vibe.
You're so funny.
But so
we try.
she basically walks up with like a waitress like tray, and then I'm guessing you're like in the background.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's before that.
We'll have to watch it after this.
Don't tempt me with a good time, bro. It's 3 hours long.
It's when well, I mean, we were in the background for that bit, but yeah, it's when she first walks in.
Yeah.
I can't shove past her.
Did you meet Rob Pattinson?
Yeah. Yes, briefly. He obviously wasn't in that scene.
Yeah.
That bit. So he came to set, but he wasn't part of that bit. So
did you meet Matt Reeves, the director?
Yes, a little bit.
What was he like?
We did so much because we worked more with the assistant director, who was British actually. But Zoe Kravitz. Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz, that's it. I was half right.
She was Catwoman, yeah. And Colin Farrell was obviously Penguin, which looked amazing. So he was there as well.
Is Colin Farrell from the Gentleman film? The Irish.
He's the coach. He's the coach. Yeah.
I love him. He's so fucking good in the Gentleman movie. Not in the series, but because I recognise the name. Then when you said Colin Farrell, and he's and he's amazing in that film. But sorry that we.
It's great when he was in his prosthetics.
Yeah.
It took a long
Yeah, it
time.
proper didn't look like him at all.
Did it not?
No.
No way.
You wouldn't have known it was him unless like someone told you that it was him.
Right. So is he actually Irish in real life?
Yeah.
Is he Irish in the Batman film?
No.
When he's dressed up as is he a penguin?
He's not. He's not a penguin. He plays the penguin.
I've never seen Batman, so I apologise for my ignorance.
He puts on like a Brooklyn accent, doesn't he? Hi, I'm Oz.
An Irish penguin.
Irish penguin. You know what? You should put that to him.
I'm sure he'd love it. But
funny.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about The Gentleman because I finished watching it like about a week ago, and I was obsessed with it. Like I thought the cast was amazing. I just thought the overall movie was amazing, series was amazing, and then when I did actually see, obviously that you was like in it, I did go to the.
I was seen as cut.
Well, I went to the episode where it says it. Episode 5 or 6, I think it was. I can't remember what the episode was called. It's called like the Eternal or the Inevitable or something like that. And I went to the scene where the ring girl was supposed to be, and I was expecting to see Annishia.
Ring girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's when a brother, Zoe Glass's brother, gets beat up, isn't it? And then.
Yeah. So basically, the gentleman, I was actually hired because I've done ring girl in real life.
Yeah.
So I've worked as a ring girl. So it was a pretty like bang on casting, really. And yeah, like it was great. I love boxing. So and he's in great shape. Like he was really good. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a that basically.
Dish. Dish.
So I think that added to why it was cut from the show.
No way.
Oh gosh, she's clearly been media trained. She don't want to say nothing about
that. So the girls weren't used.
That's fair enough.
Boxing.
Fair enough. Did you meet any of the cast in The Gentleman then? So like, did you meet like Theo or I don't know the other lady's name, but is it she played Effie in Skins? Is that the one who plays Mrs. Glass?
You're funny. No, she wasn't in that. She's not in the boxing. Well,
but she was upstairs, wasn't she, watching it?
She's upstairs, yeah. So again, I only worked with
It's her brother, isn't it? Brother who's boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so mad that you being on the other side. Yeah.
He was very good. Like I said, he's in very good shape, and he does a lot of boxing in real life anyway.
Yeah.
So
you would have seen his brother then, wouldn't you? Theo's brother in the finger, because he's ringside, isn't he? Like shouting and stuff.
What, Daniel? Freddie,
yeah. Because he's like...
Sorry, Freddie, yeah, and Jack's the boxer.
Yeah. So I'm proper getting into it, because I just love the series, it was so good. Those two were in that bit, and then the other boxers as well and stuff, so... Yeah, no, it was really cool. It's a shame they didn't use that bit, but So go on, why didn't they use it? Go on, you might as well tell us.
Can you not tell us? It's fine if you can't.
They're never going to listen to this, are they?
I know, yeah.
There was sexual harassment and someone got fired.
What? Oh. Well, we do actually mention that, don't we?
Yeah,
You wanted to talk about sexual. I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
Well, not just sexual harassment. I wanted to ask, obviously, the type of role that you do. Have you ever obviously been objectified and stuff like that? Because, like you said, being a
there's a quite a
Was it directly to yourself then, or was it other girls, or?
It doesn't matter, no. Yeah,
you don't have to talk. It's fine. I'm just a bit surprised, like you said. You think a fucking set like that, like they'd have shit like that under wraps and stuff. But I know I mentioned to you on Instagram when I was messaging you that I listened to the podcast. Is it called Call Me Daddy? Have you heard of that pod before? Call Her Daddy or something like that. I can't remember the lady's name, but Emily Ratajkowski was on it, which you'll obviously know because she's a fucking huge model and stuff like that. But she was mentioned in her book about the Blurred Lines incident with Robin Thicke and how he was like sexually harassing because obviously she was like naked in the video and stuff like that. And she was saying, just because I choose to do that, don't give you a right to touch. And it's absolutely fucking bang on. And I was saying to you, Hunter, it's fucking disgusting that men do think shit like that. And that's just why I wanted to ask, obviously, in your line of work, if you had, obviously, ever experienced, not necessarily that, but just being treated differently because of your gender, pretty much. Because...
Well, you kind of hit both things
Yeah.
weirdly so, yeah.
No, it's not. It's just not okay because we've both got daughters too, so you know we're absolute fucking advocates, mate.
I think as well historically, like, you know, you think of like lingerie models, bikini models, the ring girl, or I've done like pink girl work before, things like that. Yeah, you have a sort of idea in your mind.
Yeah.
And I guess it is down to like the team you're working with, how it's sort of dealt with, how it's sort of who else you're working with. I guess as well in things like entertainment, like it's like it's not like you're working in a law firm in an office, right?
Yeah.
So it's a different vibe.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I think that it's a lot better now, probably, than I think when I first started working in modelling anyway. But it can always be improved, for sure. Still, I think, you know, the fact that even the incident that happened on the gentleman, I mean, in their defense, the production company handled everything very well, but needless to say, it does give food for thought again of like how things are portrayed. For example, ring girls in themselves, you know. I mean, there is quite like when you think of it, you do think quite like a, I guess, sexual look, right? You know, you look around in bikini.
But at the end of the day, it's a job, though, isn't it? And you know, you're just doing your job. It don't give anyone a fucking right to touch or anything like that. And that's the end of it. Like
no, it doesn't at all. I mean, I don't know what to say about it.
No, it's fine. It's obviously. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, it's obviously not nice.
I wouldn't mind, like, even what you just said with her, with what's happened with her as well. Like, I think you'll be like pushed to find many women in this kind of line of work that haven't had to experience something like that.
No, you do. I was speaking to someone this morning about it, and they was even saying, like, in any line of work, like even working in bars and stuff like that, like you'd be amazed just at how many people how many men will say, I don't know, make a comment about a girl's ass or some, you know, stuff like that. And I don't know, I think just because me and Ryan just aren't like that one bit. We've never been like that. We've been, like, obviously just super respectful and stuff like that. And I struggle to understand it personally, how men are like that. And I think, you know,
it's not going to get you anywhere, is it? If you're just commenting about someone's, like,
I just think it's fucking disrespectful. And I think obviously having daughters as well. Like,
I'd hate that to happen to any of our
fucking
children.
What I'd bite someone's nose off, mate, if they fucking touch my daughter like that. Like,
it's true.
I just think it's disgusting. I do, like, you know. So
of course it is completely. And I think again, when you're working in something like TV, film, modeling as well, it's like finding that balance of it being like respectful, tasteful. You're still trying to make it look fun. You still want to look sexy, but not like don't touch.
It's so annoying that you even have to think like that long.
So is it still quite intimidating then when you do walk onto a set and you have that little voice in your head going, I hope this all goes well? And
I have to say, the gentleman was quite intimidating. Yeah, because it was super male heavy.
Yeah.
Like super male heavy.
Like cast wise and like, in the background as well.
The what?
Was that cast and as well the background, like the directors and producers and all that, was that very male heavy as well?
It was very, very male heavy, the Guy Ritchie show, yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say on that.
So do you think it would help?
There were females in the crew, of course. And that's why, again, that's something that's been a massive shift in big productions now, in the film and TV industry, especially on high scale like Netflix and Amazon. There is a lot more They've pushed a lot for more diversity in film crew. You know, it's still very rare to get female directors. I've seen a lot, like, on anything that I've worked on so far, there's very few still. But again, I think that makes a big difference to how people who are working in the production get handled. Yeah, because it is still quite a male-heavy industry. And certain productions and certain directors or people like that you work with might have more guys. So yeah, it was definitely like, it was a boxing scene. So yeah, it was like 80% men and 2 half-naked girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely think it would be nice for more female directors to, make more waves, more females push for more to work in the in TV and film industry, crew, production. Because I think historically it has been quite male heavy still.
Yeah. It must be quite intimidating going like into work on a daily basis for you, which is just so unfortunate.
No, it's not. It's not that bad, It's just, like, females see things differently. They just think about things in a different way.
No, of course. I could only imagine, like, how you do have to.
So luckily there was females on that production that handled it quite respectfully. Yeah. And I have to be honest that if they weren't there, it wouldn't have been. And I know that.
Really?
Because unfortunately, certain things they don't get brought to light. So I can imagine, like, she's put in her book, like, the fact that she wrote it in a book probably screams to me that she didn't feel like she could on the set.
Yeah, definitely.
She wrote it in, like, the book. Is that like an incident book?
When she was doing the music video. I don't know, because I've not read her book, but...
Oh,
Ratajkowski.
Right, I see. I thought you meant the producer wrote it in a book to then bring it to, like, the directors and stuff.
No, but I mean, like, you get a lot of spoilers, or people will say stuff like that because you can put it in a book. It's your book, right?
Yeah, of course.
I can imagine, like, because Blurred Lines came out.
Oh, years.
Must have been like 15 years ago, maybe. Is that accurate?
No, not 15 years ago.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Not 15 years ago.
Might be 10 then.
Well, it was a while ago.
It weren't fucking 15 years ago, though.
You'd be surprised. It's fucking 2024.
Hey, Emily Ratajkowski's only about 20 years old or something like that. She went 5 when she did the video. No, she's not. No, but still,
Anyway, I don't know, but I could make an assumption. There was probably maybe a lot of guys there.
Oh, 100%. Because that's what she said. She said, obviously, she was topless for the shoot, and then she said, like, he come up behind her and, like, cupped her breast. And then she kind of was like, "What the fuck?"
What are you doing?
But at the time, she weren't obviously famous, and he probably thought he could have just done it because he was who he was, and it's just like disgusting. Yeah, like, fuck me.
What, just because you're like a certain stature, you can do things like that?
Yeah, and then obviously
backward mentality.
She absolutely fucking destroyed him, rightly so.
Nice.
And he, like, blocked her on Instagram and everything like that.
Oh wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, like, it's all in the book. I'll send you the podcast later on.
I'll write my own book, mate.
That's true.
I am going to read her book, though.
Yeah. No, do it. Well, what? Tell us about your book. Since you just mentioned it, what's your book about?
Well, it's not actually autobiographical because I don't feel like I can do that. Like,
you fucking could. You do loads of shit.
I know, yeah.
Anyway, we'll see how, if anything. More.
So go on.
Right now, no. This is a poetry book, but it's like kind of semi-autobiographical. So some of the poems are things that have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the poems that you put on Instagram, and I've seen on your like highlight section, like you've got a couple of videos where you're reading them. and I fucking love poetry. You know, I listen to an artist. I don't know. You might not have heard of him if you've not heard of Childish Gambino, but have you heard of Loyal Kana? He's from London.
Okay.
No, that's a no. But anyway, he does a lot of poetry.
I like to, like, it's,
Yeah. So what got you into, like, poetry and stuff? Is that just what come with getting into, like, performing arts and stuff?
So poetry is something that originally I studied media journalism because I loved writing.
Yeah.
So we'll rewind. Modelling, my mum got me into really when I was quite young. But writing and dancing were always sort of my other loves. So I always did dancing from a young age, like 4 or 5. But writing was like a more personal thing. It was just kind of like writing journals. Was always writing journals from like 10.
Really?
Was that just about your day? Like what day to day, what you've been doing that day, where you went and saw family, you just write down?
Yeah, just journaling really. And then the journaling slowly started to turn into like poems, basically. I did dabble and try songs and I realised...
I was going to say, have you ever tried to do songwriting? Because that's quite similar to poetry.
It is, but it isn't. And I actually think they're good. They are definitely separate forms. Yeah. But yeah, right. So I've been writing actually for ages. And it was actually a friend who is a songwriter who kind of finally encouraged me to put all of these poems together that I've been writing for ages.
No way.
Into a book. And I thought, yeah, like, that makes sense. Why not?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the book that's coming out this year, it is kind of themed more on the melancholy side. Yeah. So for me, I feel like, now I'm going a bit more heavy, but it's a kind of more of a release of like past traumas.
Yeah.
Past pains. The poems I write now is more in the present, but this is more writing things that happened in the past. Yeah.
So it's poems like your coping strategy, your mechanism to like personify your experiences and write them down and make them real.
No.
Top.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a good question, man.
I love writing, and it's a good way to kind of, it's cathartic, I guess, as well. I
was going to say, I would say just on that, it might be different for you, but like when you mentioned about like trauma and stuff like that, I know when I went through a breakup, I felt like I'd become a fucking poet, like straight after it.
You didn't even know it.
I'm not even joking. In terms of like, I feel like it helps you reach places that you never kind of would normally reach before, and I just felt like I wanted to write stuff, and I remember going on my phone and going in my notes, and I was writing stuff, and I was writing, and it was stuff like, I'm not going to obviously fucking say it, but it was stuff like about, I remember on this day, and it was windy, but I was like writing stuff, and it was like, it felt, because it was coming from the heart, as cringe as that sounds, I was enjoying doing it. But then obviously I felt like when you're no longer in that frame of mind anymore, it's hard to then write. But obviously, like you said, you've always done it, so, but do you kind of find that helps when you're writing, when you're going through some shit, or when you're in a bit of a low place or a dark place, or can you just do it whenever?
Yeah, and I think, especially as well, knowing other writers and poets, I think this is something in that sort of field and form, which is so important, so important, to be able to differentiate something that you're writing, like you've said, in the here and now, where you need to kind of release, and it's like cathartic. That can still be a form in itself, and you could still then put that together and publish it maybe. But you need to also be able to like separate that and look at like literature and actual writing, and like style of it, how you're doing your lines, how you're doing your forms, your rhythm, how you're writing it, so that this is just my opinion though as well, just so then it's a bit more formed into poetry, I guess.
Yeah.
And so that you can tap into different genres, different styles, happy poetry, not so happy poetry, and so on and so on. So I think it's a good starting point, and I definitely think when you write like that from your conscious, is a good place to start with it. I think if you continue down the road with writing, it's better to try and then develop and flesh it out a bit more.
Well, I was going to say, for
but
someone
it definitely works. Have you ever? I don't know if you've ever heard of The Artist's Way. It's a book, and during COVID, because everyone had a bit of a meltdown, didn't they, during COVID?
It's true,
just a bit.
The Artist's Way is like an artist book, and it gives you exercises to do like every day to help you grow and develop as an artist, whatever type of art form you want to do. And one of the things they say in it is to write 3 A4 pages when you first wake up in the morning of just your thoughts, like stream of consciousness.
3?
I've never wrote 3 A4 pages in my life.
Yeah.
Especially about spelling mistakes.
I was going to say...
Yeah. Because... like when you first wake up as well, your mind is at your so you're most depressed in the morning.
Depressed?
Yeah.
Right.
When you first wake up. Yeah. Because obviously it's chemical imbalance anyways, but this is when it's lowest anyway, your serotonin levels.
Yeah.
You're asleep. All right? So basically you start your day however your mind begins, right?
Yeah.
So you most of the time, I don't know, like we're all on different platforms with that. You might wake up and think, oh fuck, I need to go and like put something in the fridge, or I don't know. Or it can be as like you don't know where your state of mind is, right? So the pages are supposed to be what you put pen to paper as soon as you wake up. So before you've looked at your phone, before you've spoken to anyone, like done anything.
Before you've done a Neptune's kiss.
Before you've done a Neptune's kiss. You write your pages, so three whole A4 pages, and this will then sort of like reset your mind.
No way. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's supposed to
do it for like 3 months though, 3-4 months, which I did do.
Really?
We had time in our hands in COVID, didn't you?
Right. You're supposed to write the pages first and then throw them away. Don't read them back.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you do that as well? Did you write and then just throw them away?
Yeah, I've never reread them.
Wow.
No, I've never reread them.
That's so good. That reminds me of Ed Sheeran when he does his his loop pedals, when he does his performances. He does them and then just deletes them straight after, and it's like it's quite scary. I think just in terms of, because you could have wrote like the fucking best thing you've ever wrote and then you just throw it away.
You could have solved like the fucking mission of what the meaning of life is, and you just throw it away in the morning.
What's the loops? What like?
Oh, his pedal loops. You know, when he does his
little tunes.
Because he doesn't have a band or anything, does he? He just literally
has that little pedal,
and he does like the beats, and then he does like something else, and then something else, and then at the end of it, he just presses delete. So he never like keeps the recording of what he does when he's. It's something like that anyway, but it's cool.
That's part of his like.
Yeah, because he never has a band when he performs. He does it all himself on like the. It's like an I can't remember the name of the instrument, but it's like where you do the beats yourself, like a pedal loop or something, and you'll press like a certain thing, and then it's like a mini piano kind of keyboard thing. Yeah, so he does all like his beats himself. It's insane.
Well, he's amazing.
No, he is. Yeah. It's unreal. Have you ever met Ed Sheeran? Or?
No, I've not met Ed Sheeran. No.
I've seen videos that he just randomly turns up.
I know who he is.
Yeah. I was going to say, you know who he is. Imagine you're like, who the fuck's Ed Sheeran? No.
Ed's a bit of a national treasure, really.
Oh, it's true.
I love him. He's unreal. I know he's got his like cheesy side too, but like We
What's
listened
your
to him.
favourite song by him?
Mine's Bloodstream.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, it's a bit of an old one.
I've got loads, but if it was just to say one off the top.
Back to London.
To be fair, I like his one with Stormzy, the rap one.
And H.
Yeah, and he's got a mix with H and who else is on it now?
Oh yeah, he's from Manchester, isn't he? Eight.
Yeah. Big up.
He's
H.
from where we're from, like Newton Heath, where Fails
I'd
were.
love to meet him. I would love to meet him. Like, I really like him.
Yeah.
He can spit lyrics.
Spit them bars.
Yeah, I trained to him in the gym.
No way. That's really good, that.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I like his music.
I was actually going to ask, so when you do write, are you old school? Do you write pen on paper, or do you ever do it in your phone, or are you not asked?
This is so interesting again as well, because I think a poet always sounds so romantic, doesn't it? Writing, but I personally, again, I think this is just psychologically that I can't write with pen to paper.
Really?
No, I just type them.
No way.
I just type what I'm gonna write. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's more convenient because if you're in bed and you're having like certain thoughts, you're not going to whip a fucking pad out and a feather pen and start writing lyrics down or poems or whatever.
I'll voice note them sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But it's going back and listening to it though, isn't it?
And so you don't forget.
Yeah.
But pen to paper, I admire. I guess if some people that do it like that and they just find it easier.
Yeah.
I've never been able to think of anything particularly good anyway. When I've written poems with just pen to paper, it's mainly again just like I don't know, noise.
No, that's true.
Yeah. But you know what? Some people like that. Some people prefer that style as well.
No, of course. Well, you'll be glad to know we've almost finished all our questions that we had for you, and obviously massively appreciate you being so honest and open with us. But I just wanted to ask one last question, and obviously this would. I don't even know. Like this could be answered in millions of different ways, but I was going to ask, how would you describe feminism in today's kind of like world? And are you not like an advocate for it, but I know it's quite a big thing in today's world, like feminism. So like, how would you describe it? And yeah.
And what does it mean to you, if anything?
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was trying to get at.
Feminism, I think feminism should be females celebrating and celebrating. Females celebrating the best of their potential, bringing out the best of their potential, feeling empowered, feeling equal and safe on the planet.
Yeah. Like you said before about when you was working on The Gentleman and like you felt intimidated, you shouldn't have to fucking feel like that. Do you know what I mean? A lot of things like that.
Yeah, I think feminism is about females respecting one another as well. Sisterhood.
Okay.
Having each other's backs.
Yeah.
Taking care of each other. Uniting. And yeah, just being like your best self, empowering yourself, understanding your worth, your purpose, finding your inner confidence, and being able to stand on your own 2 feet, be able to speak up and say what you think, what you feel, and it doesn't matter if you're a female.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's a really good little definition of it there.
So I really hope, females continue to just do amazing stuff. We're pretty amazing creatures, I think.
Absolutely. You're the ones that have been chosen to bear children. No man on this planet could do that. Don't care who you are or what you can lift in the gym, you are not able to give birth.
No. I think women are better than men all day long. I always say it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I love that.
I always say it. Say it to you know.
Please tell me, why troubled boys? Are you both troubled?
Yes.
Do you think that, this is my question now, I'm spinning it across to you guys.
We love a question.
Yeah. Do you think that, tell me the modern day man in 2024, is he troubled?
I think
probably, yeah. Probably, yeah.
I think a lot of men are troubled. I think myself and Ryan, like, are open about it, and we talk about our own shit, and that's why we did this like pod in the first place, because you know we knew we had a lot of our own flaws from our childhood. I seen a really good thing on Instagram a few weeks ago, and it said like your childhood is your first 0 to 18 years, and that's your childhood, and then everything after that is you spending in therapy talking about your childhood. And that's been me and Ryan.
So it's been our lives, yeah.
You know, because I think up until like my mid-20s, I didn't realise like I was ever affected by anything. And then, you know, all of a sudden it was like when I had kids, that's when I kind of started to realise like, you know, I struggled from my childhood. And I just think a lot of men do in general. And I just don't think enough men talk about it. And that's why we wanted to do what we did. But we wanted to do it in more of a funny way, where we get guests on and we have a laugh and we let people open up their stories, and we just chat shit really, and you know, we just wanted more people to talk, and by getting obviously like other people on our show, and they tell their stories, you know, it's just nice to hear what people have to say. But to answer your question, I do think a lot of men are troubled, because most people I speak to about what we do, they'll be like, I need to start doing therapy, and I feel like a lot of people think it's a taboo thing, but me and you have done therapy for years, like
5-6 years now, like solid.
It's just good to fucking speak to someone and get it out, and communication. For me, communication is key. If you're not feeling good about something, talk to someone and just fucking tell them. Do you know what I mean? Or even if, like you said, like get your phone out and fucking do a voice note and just talk to your phone or whatever, and like, just as long as you're getting it out. And you're not suppressing it. Good things can happen, surely. Mate, I
couldn't agree more. And I just think our sort of like, why we're called troubled boys is the fact that like people who are like our age now, like 31, 32.
Excuse me, I'm 29.
Right, 29.
I'm not in my 30s yet, mate.
Right. Adult men of a certain age.
Adult men.
There's a little lad in there that's like seen some shit and hasn't yet dealt with it yet and brought it to the forefront of his head and sort of like gone, that's why. Child. Yeah, you need to heal the child to appreciate the man.
Yeah. Well, I think you're not troubled. You're just, I love the name. I think it's a good name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, we're not troubled. We found that our certain things from our childhood have cropped back up and become an issue with, like, say, our past relationships.
In our relationships, yeah.
And, you know, like, we've obviously relationships have failed and broken down because of certain things that we've emulated from our childhood, even though we know it's wrong. And now we both look...
Oh, God, it's going to be called Single Dads Club now.
Fucking audience.
Pretty much is.
No, but yeah, I hope that answers your question anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's good.
Good. Thank you very much for coming on anyway, and we massively appreciate you coming on, and you know, we hope to stay in touch, and also like we can now follow you back on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah, you'll be glad to know.
We follow our guests, and that's like our thing. That's why we only follow like about 15 people, but we'll be following you and we'll stay in touch. You know, we do with all our guests, and we hope you've enjoyed it, and you know, it's been mega, really nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, guys. It was a nice chat.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, maybe you'll see me on a new Guy Ritchie, maybe with clothes on in the next show.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, then, well, like I said, thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully enjoy the rest of your evening. And yeah,
thanks, Annishia, you've been mega. Thanks very much for coming.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.